Oh, there we go. That was a mission. How do I X that out? Okay. So, you weren't supposed to read the questions. Yes, you did.
I glanced it.
What are the questions?
I don't know. Some of our
You
relationship.
did. You did. Oh, look, there's somebody there. I wonder if you can see. All of them pertain to both of us.
Who? These are.
So these are questions I posted it on Instagram, and these are the questions they asked.
Okay.
There's 3 people. Look at that. Hi guys. I wonder where I can see where you guys chat, because this is the first time. Oh, Vanessa said hi. Hi, Vanessa. Honestly, we barely made this. It would not work on my phone. I've never done this before, and I was extremely nervous. Karen says hello. Hi. This is so exciting. Oh, look, she's in New York.
From New York.
That's awesome.
Oh, San Jose.
This is so fun. Hi, Luna.
And
San Jose.
And she has my mom's name.
Oh, yeah. Alex is from California. New Jersey. This is so much fun. Okay, so we barely made this. Is the volume okay? Because it's on his phone. Hi, guys from New York, South Florida. Hi, guys. It was not working. It was not streaming on my phone. Our internet went down. Our internet has like never had any issues, and it went down. So we have no internet. So we're doing it on Alex's phone. Okay, perfect. Sounds great. And the struggle is real. This was hard. Real. This is very hard. And you're like all cozy in there. I wonder if we should.
I'm cold.
I was super hot when I got home. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Alex kind of peeked at some of the questions, but he doesn't remember any. But these are some of the questions that you guys asked during our kind of when I posted questions on Instagram, but you can ask questions here as well, and we'll go through it.
May I just say that us being live now is perfect because I always tell you that you shouldn't retake, so now you guys can see that we don't retake.
Oh yeah, he hates editing. He's always like, 1 takes, let's go. I don't want to do editing. So this is live. It doesn't get any better than this. And I love that they can just answer back. It's so exciting. Okay, so first question. Okay, I guess the first question doesn't pertain to you.
I know, that's why.
But we can go back and forth, I guess. The first question I got was it difficult to start a new relationship? And I assume this meant after divorce. I think you can kind of help out and kind of plug in, but I think it was...
South Carolina.
Nice. I think it definitely was in the sense that I didn't really want a relationship after I got divorced. And I dated a few people and still wanted nothing kind of serious. Even when we first met, I was very like, I had the brakes on for a while. Did I not? He's lying. I remember him like asking questions and it getting like a little serious, and I would say, whoa, 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 whoa. And I was very like, nothing? No? At all? No. I remember specifically one of the nights that we went to Movies Under the Stars, and we went like out after, and I was like, I have a huge wall and it's not gonna come down, and and he's like, I'll bring it down, and I was like, it's not gonna happen. Like I was very like,
that's true,
anti everything.
It's true.
And then slowly he brought that wall down.
But and then it went back up, and then I brought it back
down.
When
did it go back up? I don't think it went back up. I think it like slowly went down. I still remember the story of your worst blind date. That was really funny. Did I ever tell you that? When I was like catfished, somebody was completely different than like everything. It was awful. But yeah, I felt like it was difficult only because I didn't really want anything serious. But then what we have is so kind of just different and genuine that it just slowly, I was like, okay, it's now or never. Either I bring this down or then I'm kind of stopping my own happiness. So I let it flow. But I think you definitely need to realize on your own, like when is the time that you are ready to start dating or when you're ready to get into a relationship. Because I feel like if you try to rush it, that's when you really are like a big mess because you started something while you still were healing from whatever you were ending or whatever relationship you left. So then that's really where you have like the struggles. Girl playing hard to get. That's Yami. Hi, Yami.
That's hilarious.
It really wasn't meant to be. Oh, look, they're talking to each other. Sonia said, "Hi, Yami." Hey, Janet. It's Jan. We chatted yesterday. Oh, hi. How are you? So I don't know. I think that answers the question.
Yeah.
Was it hard for you to get in a relationship?
No.
He wasn't in a relationship for a while. We miss you, Yami. Aw, people are saying they miss Yami. So how long were you out of a relationship when we got into a relationship?
It's probably been 6 months to a year. I don't really recall, to be honest.
Really? I thought it was way longer. I thought it was like 3 years.
Well, nah, I can't remember that far.
I mean, you dated the person from Canada? But that's not like a full-blown relationship. Do you consider that a relationship?
I totally forgot about her, so.
I thought that was the 6 months a year.
Yeah, no, I just don't remember. I tend not
I
to.
I feel like it was like 3 years from what conversations we've had.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean.
And the one right before was Canada, but that wasn't like a full-blown serious relationship.
It was a long-distance relationship that probably didn't want to work. Obviously.
Girl, Yami, you are popular on this. Everybody's like, "Hi, Yami. Could you please speak about your experiences?" I don't have my glasses on, so
that's me. That's
here we
me.
go.
Oh no, I'm not.
Speak please about your experiences with co-parenting and any advice. Did you read the whole thing?
To single moms.
I wonder if
I
have a glare here.
No, I said that.
I don't know how to go back. Did you read it?
There it is. To single working moms in situations similar to yours.
Okay, so that's for me.
Yeah.
So, man, the only advice I can give you is I feel like a hot mess all the time. I'm always racing and running. Today, I actually normally we either I pick up the girls at school or at Jamie's house. And today he actually couldn't make it to his house on time, so I had to pick them up at practice, and it was much further than I expected. So I drove for about an hour and a half, and then I had to go back home, and I was not in a good mood. And I just feel like the best advice I can give you is it's not perfect. Nobody has it together, and just don't beat yourself up for things. Just kind of be calm. And I feel guilty all the time. I tell him all the time, I'm like, I feel like I could do so much more, and I feel like I'm not being a good mother. And I feel like part of that guilt is what makes us good mothers, because if we feel that guilt, we always want to just keep doing more and keep being better for our kids. But just relax and take it easy, because if not, you're going to just be a ball of anxiety, and you're not going to be able to be the mom that you want to be. Did your girls ever question why you and Jamie separated? So actually,
hold on, I want to actually say a comment on that.
Okay, comment on that. I'm going to write that one down so we don't forget.
I think communication is very key, because I'm obviously an outsider with her and Jamie, but I see her frustrations, and I'm sure he has frustrations too. And I think a lot of it is just communication. Something happened, about the tickets and stuff, and it's just like, I think if you keep that stream of, especially of important things, that line of communication, say, hey, I'm doing this for the girls in the future, or I'm planning on doing this. If you don't communicate that, then all of a sudden that's where I feel a lot of frustrations happen. And it's like, oh, well, I have them in 4 weeks. That's my day. But why'd you just go ahead and do it instead of asking? So I think when you're planning on doing something out of the norm, so to speak, you should probably relay that to your co-parenting.
The parent, yeah. I feel like, communication is huge. And what he's referring to is a situation that I had the girls for the weekend, and Jamie booked something with the girls without asking me, and I was already planning on doing that with them. We kind of went back and forth.
But it happens all the time. That just happened to be a scenario that came up.
It does happen all the time, but I feel like I'm always glass half full. Do y'all get along with Jamie? I feel like I'm very much like glass half full, and I feel like our co-parenting relationship is amazing compared to what I thought our core parenting relationship was gonna be, and what I hear from other people. So I'm grateful, even though we have these laps in communication sometimes, I'm very grateful for the relationship that we do have, because if one day, for example, yesterday I had the girls and I just swapped with him, and he was very flexible about kind of just swapping
Hello,
days.
Montoya.
Don't get distracted. And it's the same thing. I know. I just want to write all the questions down and not miss anything. But we're very flexible with each other, and when we do communicate, everything kind of just flows. And we do have, and you're always going to have these little kind of like laps, and of course they're a little frustrating, but I think in general we have a really good relationship. We text each other and kind of call each other whenever there's something going on that we have to kind of get together to really decide, and it's worked so far. So he brought up a really good point. Communication is definitely
big
key.
time. And I don't know if that question pertains to me too, but I mean, his and I relationship is really, it's very minimal at most. I mean, we really don't communicate too much, other than occasionally if I drop them off or he picks them up. But I would say our relationship is perfectly fine. It's not awkward at all for me.
Not at all. And I think it's funny because we've had this conversation in the past where I think they have a really good relationship. We've gone to football games together, and it's Jamie, his girlfriend, the girls, me and Alex, or Alex and I, and we're perfectly fine. So I think that's really unique. Yes. Okay, I'll be right there. You're going to have to take one of the questions so I can run up. The girls are calling me.
Hi, Ayla.
I'm going right now. So talk about, do y'all get along?
Who's
you? You and I get along with Jamie.
We just talked about that.
Okay.
Beautiful babies. Oh.
Okay, answer that question.
Hi, Ayla. That question, Sonia, is gonna have to come later, but when are you guys making babies is the second one, since now we're on the baby topic. So I'm in the middle of it's very cozy. I'm in the middle of purchasing a ring. So I will be proposing soon. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not. Adriana knows, so that's going to happen soon. So in the process, we talked about having babies, or at least a baby, and that is in the process as well. But you know, I feel like a baby is a blessing, and you know, it's not like we're trying, I don't know, the traditional way, or you know, like checking dates on the calendar. We're just doing our normal thing, and if it happens, it happens. Sorry, Sonia. I think at this point, I'm jumping around, but at this point, you know, we're pretty much married. So, you know, I think it just, the ring solidifies it, and you know, having the wedding. She really doesn't want to have a wedding. I want to have a wedding. But I answered the second question about the babies.
When are we having babies?
Yeah. So I just said, you know, we spoke about it. We're in the process of it. We're not.
So this is a good platform. How do you introduce your boo to Jamie? Was it awkward? I guess hoping for a boy and a girl. There's so much. Okay, wait.
I'll answer that. Boy, but a girl is perfectly fine. I think let's get back into the Jamie topic.
Hold on, because I wanted to pull it. So.
Thank you so much.
So and I don't know if you talked about this because I had to run upstairs, so I'm out of breath. But his point of view is he's getting older. He doesn't realize I'm getting older, but I'm getting older. So he thinks that we should have a baby first and then get married.
Hey, Chi-Town.
How does that make sense? So I'm like, no, I like things in order. And you first get engaged, then you get married, then you have a baby. So what do you guys think about that? At this point in our lives, we bought a house together a year ago. Is it completely out of place to have a baby and then get married, or should we
Baby
do it in
first, hurry
order?
up. Thank you.
Baby first, hurry
I
up.
told you.
Or do it in order, which is getting married and then having a baby. Let me know what you guys think.
Baby first.
Ayla. It's funny because I was like, we need to be careful with what we say about these things. Baby Ayla, seriously? That's
See,
too funny.
everybody.
Baby first. Agree with Alex. I'm with you on the order. I got one. Baby.
Listen, honestly, I mean, there's no real way and order. I think, our lives happen to meet at this point. Obviously, I'm older. She's already have 2 kids. I can't talk. I actually wanted to have 10 kids, but I didn't meet her in my life until now. So that is probably out of the question.
Yeah.
But
when we first talked about kids, he's like, I wanted 10 kids. I was like, that is not going to happen here. Actually,
Like
Yami
Yami.
has 9 kids.
yeah.
I want to be an on again. Ayla goes, I want to be an on again.
But I think honestly, at this point in our lives and the age, like the baby's got to come soon. Where a wedding and the whole 9, that there's no real set date. There's nothing really pressured on that. Like we can get married tomorrow. We can get married in 4 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think there's not a time crunch or crisis with the wedding, but there is with having a child. And
I think you probably touched on this, but I was more thinking, okay, we can get engaged, just get married at the courthouse, and then just have a baby. But he really wants to have a celebration for us to come together. Amen, brother.
So Sonia, that's my mother. That was my mother's name, and I miss her a lot. Obviously, I don't know if you know, but she passed away a long time ago. But your name brings me back to her, and I appreciate it.
And he's like, "Amen, brother." That's the last comment she wrote. I feel like that's a lot.
So do the Jamie thing, because somebody
which
asked.
was this one? You wrote it, Jamie.
Somebody asked, was Jamie like weird
Awkward?
around being around the girls? And then I don't know what the other one was.
I think it was the same question I was trying to write down, but you wrote it down before me.
Yeah.
I don't think it was really awkward because Jamie was dating somebody at the time when I introduced Alex to the girls. I did kind of prep him, really. I kind of said, I'm dating somebody, it's getting kind of serious. I'm thinking of introducing them to the girls. And we did kind of establish that, where if he was going to date somebody serious, then we would talk about it before we introduced the girls. And I think that was probably kind of just the first one, because they were so little, because what are we going to tell them? Let's be on the same page. And when he finally met him, he wasn't awkward at all. I don't think. Do you think he was awkward?
I think Jamie's just naturally an awkward kind of guy.
Yeah.
So
I think it's probably uncomfortable for him because of the situation. But again, because he was dating somebody, it almost happened organically, even though I know you feel like you don't have a strong relationship with him, but it just happened naturally. And then maybe there was another little awkward hump when he broke up with the relationship that he did have, and then it was more of like, what's happening now, because he's not dating anybody and I'm still in a really serious committed relationship. So it was like a weird hump there too. But I feel like now he just understands, we bought a house together. And he's told me, we've had conversations about this, and he's told me, I'm really grateful that the person that the girls have in their life is somebody like Alex, that he's so genuine, that they love him, that he doesn't feel necessarily jealousy that the girls are always like, Alex, because every time he picks them up, they're like, oh my God, Alex this, Alex that, Alex that. They're always kind of bragging about Alex. And I'm sure at some point that has to, hurt your ego a little bit. But he's been like, I can't ask for anything more. So. And
I think listen, at the end of the day, and this kind of goes back to the co-parenting, and whoever had that question, you're probably gonna run into this too, if you're not already in it. But me being me, I never try and be their father. As much as I really want to. I don't ever cross that line, and I never listen, if in a perfect scenario, I would 100% take them on as my own. I treat them as my own, but I'm never going to cross the border, obviously, while Jamie's in their life, and hopefully he is for the rest of their lives, and until we're at that age. But by all means, like I never wanted to, and I told Adriana this, I never wanted to, you know, divide the family or have them call me dad or anything. I mean, I think it's organically just um, developed the way it is, and I think we have a great relationship. I mean, it's I couldn't be happier, really. So
It's a good answer.
I do want to be a father, though. I mean, I am
Sliding that back in there.
but I feel like I feel like I am, but it's sometimes it's hard because I struggled earlier in a relationship with it, when the girls would be like, "You're not my father," or when somebody would ask, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's not my dad," and it's like, you kind of just play it off like, "Oh, whatever," but it hurts, because again, not that I am or not that I'm trying to be, but it stings a little bit. I mean, it's natural, but I think again everything's worked out really well, and I haven't had any issues. I mean, not much at all with anything.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
So how did you get comfortable?
Make him a father. Having a new girl around the girls. I missed that one. What does that say? How did you get comfortable with having a new girl around the girls?
So that was that his girlfriend?
Yeah, I think that's Luna. I think if what you're asking is how did I become comfortable having his girlfriend around the girls, and I honestly thought it would kill me when we first split up. That was probably the one thing that I was most scared of, was how am I gonna feel when somebody's spending time with them, and maybe they start becoming obsessed with her just like the girls are with Alex. And I was scared that I was going to be jealous, not of him but of the girls and their time. And it's perfectly fine. I feel like the relationship that he was in, he was dating multiple girls, and I was the one that kind of told him, not at the same time, but he dated a few girls, and we would talk about it. And she was one of the girls that I said, okay, she's a lawyer, has a good head on her shoulders, she's like calm and genuine, and she's not like all these other kind of party girls. So I felt most comfortable with her, and I felt comfortable with her. Did you ever feel? I don't know.
I mean,
but it was also very distant with her. I don't think we ever really truly got to know her.
I don't feel like their relationship, not to be in their business, but I don't feel like they were like a match. So I think, yeah, like I could just tell. Like I think if somebody was really into, Jamie and their relationship, and again, I don't want to jump and get involved in that and sound like an a-hole, but the dynamic just seemed weird. Like it wasn't. I don't know. Like I felt. I'm a very I catch on vibes and energies, and I just didn't really. I don't know. I just felt awkward with her. Like
yeah. He always told me that.
But someone put ring first, and yes, the ring will be first.
So they said ring first.
Ring first.
They just said ring first.
Correct. And I'm 100%.
Keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming.
I've been doing a lot of research on this ring thing, and I think I got it down. I already know what I'm gonna do. But I had a grand plan that would have been knock you off your feet. Like this would have been like my plan, and I'll tell you guys later after I do it because I can't do it anymore. But it would have been like probably top 10 ever, and not to toot my own horn. Sorry.
You can't throw that out there and then say, but you're not getting that.
I'm sorry. There's reasons behind it, so you guys all just have to be in the seat of your pants, and I'll let you know what it could have been.
Last name. What is that?
They're asking, would you take my last name?
Would I?
I mean, I would hope it's not Silva. Again, no offense, but...
I mean, you don't change it again. You just keep it. I missed the message.
It was the last name thing.
Oh, yeah? So I struggle with this one because the girls are Silva. So I don't want to be different than the girls.
Yeah, that's a tough one for
But
me.
I'm okay. I'm okay with going Bastedo.
I mean, I don't care if you took your maiden name. That's what it is,
No,
right?
I mean I wouldn't. You
But
wouldn't.
to
That's
put
what I'm saying.
you,
You don't change your name. Either I keep Silva and don't change anything, or take your last name. I don't
yeah,
say I'm getting married, so instead of changing it to his last name, I'm gonna change it to my father's last name.
correct. But I just think it's awkward, and you guys can ask like if we get married and she still has her ex husband's last name. That's just awkward.
I guess. I guess.
And I'm listen. I'm very understanding, super chill. Shout out to San Jose because I'm from the Bay Area myself, and that's I have little things, and that to me is just weird. Like I don't know.
Okay.
So that
Get his last name. I said first ring, yay.
no, that's the same
There.
one.
I said first ring, yay. Would you take his last name? Okay, got it.
So
I would get his last name now.
waiting on matching
Babies.
for surrogate. That's yours.
Oh, waiting on matching for a
So we
surrogate.
are chill.
So somebody asked, are you still waiting to match with a surrogate and or for the surrogacy?
I'll be back.
And whoa. And for those of you, how about hyphenated last names? He still wouldn't. He just doesn't want to see the Silva. Sorry I asked. I agree with having the same as the girls, but then you won't have the same as a new baby. So it's tough. I know. I can't win with this one. But back to the surrogacy. So for those of you guys who did not know, this was probably 3 years ago. I did a bunch of applications to be a surrogate because I always wanted to be a surrogate for somebody that wasn't able to have babies on their own. So I wanted to help them and give them this gift of, starting a family if they were unable to. However, since I had my first 2 kids were C-sections and I did want to have a third, I was kind of brainstorming what the next possible thing could be that I can help a family start a new family and have a baby. And I decided to just donate my eggs. And so the surrogacy went out the door because if you have C-sections, you can only have 3 C-sections before it becomes a high-risk pregnancy. So I did want to have a third baby, and that was kind of out the door because I didn't want it to be, becoming like a health safety issue or anything like that. So the surrogacy was out the door, and then I started going into the process of donating my eggs. I did the entire process. I actually got called back by one of the centers. I did the physical exam, pass. I did the psychological exam, I passed. I did everything, and the only thing left to do was to do an ultrasound, and then basically jump right into either meeting the parents or going from there. And I had a cyst in my right ovary, which was the ovary that released the egg when Audrey was born. So I knew it was perfectly fine because I had that cyst there before I got pregnant with Audrey. But basically they disqualified me. Is disqualified me a word?
Yes.
Because I had a cyst. So all that kind of stopped. I was really emotional about it during the time. And unfortunately at this point, I can't do anything about it. They basically won't match me with anybody because I have a cyst in my ovary.
Natural birth or C-section?
People are asking?
For this time around.
Definitely C-section. You should read those because I can't see it and then I get distracted.
You.
Okay, so definitely C-section. I had 2 C-sections with my first daughters, and they were by choice. I didn't medically need them, even though I would have, because one of them was tangled their umbilical cord, so I would have had to do an emergency C-section. So it all worked out, and I honestly had amazing birth stories and experiences, and I wouldn't change it. So I definitely would have a C-section this time. Did you read any other questions?
I have a C-section too.
Did you read any other questions?
No.
There was a lot going on.
I just jumped back in.
Okay, so waiting on surrogate, we did that. Do you guys argue? I see your face. Okay, here we go. Well, wow, Luna, I never had a choice, but I'm glad they gave me back when I married Jim. So, wait, Yami, you didn't have a choice to keep your last name or change your last name? I'm confused. Yami, it's a choice. You don't have to get your name back. Okay.
They're talking
They're
amongst
talking amongst each other. Okay. So, I mean, for me, what it was I got married, I took Jamie's last name, and then when I got divorced, I had the choice to either keep that last name or switch it back to my maiden name. And I decided to keep it. And it was just my choice. That was it.
She said they witnessed an argument.
They're what?
No,
What did they say?
We just witnessed an argument. Honestly, we very rarely argue. But again, I feel like for me, I'm just super nonchalant. I think sometimes that bothers her.
Not at all. I feel like if
No, but when you're mad,
oh maybe
then it escalates because you're super passionate about something. I'm just kind of like, I just think in life, like, I don't know, it's sometimes you just got to sit back and realize what you're arguing about and just be like, man, that's, it's kind of stupid at the end of the day. And the other thing, so I guess we don't argue that much to answer the question, but the way I want to answer the way we deal with it. And this is what brings more of the argument, because what happens is
okay.
I
see where he's going with this.
She doesn't want to talk about it. Yeah. She wants to sleep on there. She wants to
I need time.
Pretend like it's not.
I need time to get
it. Like, let's talk, because what's the point of letting it linger, for hours and hours and sleep on it? And then, there's both worlds. Like, some people are like, do you sleep when you wake up? And then if it doesn't bother you, then it's not a problem. And I totally agree with that. But I'm not wound that way. Like, yeah. I need answers. I just need to figure it out, because I know we're going to go through it and it's going to be fine in the overall end. But I just want to squash it right away, because, I think while it's fresh in your mind and while you're heated, like, it's good to talk things out, because essentially for me, what I try to do with her a lot is like, slow it down. Like, let's calm it down and then we can talk civil, but it doesn't happen a lot.
And I feel like, but
I feel like it's
to answer from my end, do we argue? I feel like almost never. Obviously we have,
we're in
you guys joked right now, we had a disagreement, but that's what I would say is I would feel like we have disagreements, and I could probably count them in my hand from our entire relationship. Which isn't something I'm used to. I'm used to being in like very heated, maybe very toxic relationships.
And I told her many times, I'm like, I feel like she comes to that, so she almost seeks it, and like,
I don't think I seek it.
I know I'm not saying the right thing, but it's like I don't think you're ever used to that.
I'm not used to it. I'm not used to it at all.
I think you finally just understood that
this is it. Yeah.
this is who I am.
I remember, and I don't think you know this, but I remember when we first started dating. We were like 6 months into our actual relationship, and we hadn't argued once. I never told you the story, but then I called my best friend, and I was like, Jenny, this is weird. There's something wrong. Like, I don't know what's happening. Like we've never argued. Like, we don't. It's just so easy. And I remember saying, like, why is this so easy? It was just like simple and easy, and like almost too easy, to the point that I told Jenny, I'm like, I'm waiting for a bomb to go off. Like, I'm waiting for something horrible to happen, because it was so easy right off the bat. And again, we'll have like little bits of like maybe disagreements, but I wouldn't even say we argue. Like, they're so,
and I'll say this for myself. Really, like, I've learned through my years, because when I was younger, I was a hothead and I got mad all the time and I was quick to ignite. And, my grandma was very influential in my life when I was 18. And for some reason, I really attracted to her. And when I was younger, I didn't like her because she reprimanded me a lot, and my parents, worse than my parents. But finally, when I was 18, I started realizing that she was very wise, and that she had, so much knowledge and just intellect on really just human behavior and social behavior. And not that that's what she studied or anything, but she is a very outgoing and friendly person. So, and that's who I was. And I dealt with so many people and can be empathetic. So I one day snapped and I looked at myself in the mirror. And I'm like, man, let me start realizing some things that I do in other people's eyes. I'm like, dude, I'm like a mess. And that day forward, I really started to communicate with my grandma a lot, just in general, and started picking up on a lot of things from her, and just realized, man, like being upset and fighting with your significant other or your friends for what? And again, like it's all fights. If you love somebody and if you've been with them through a lot, and you've got you have friends for 10, 15 years, and they piss you off and you get in arguments and things happen, but at the end of the day they're still your friend. You still love them. Same with their significant other, even though it's usually expedited. You tend to attract someone of the who you're with as a girlfriend or boyfriend a lot quicker than just a normal friend. Like it takes me like 5 to 10 years to trust a friend. It took me like 6 months to trust her, So, but anyhow, not to get off the subject, but I just learned that, like, again, what is it worth? Like, just to get bent up, stressed out, pissed off, and in this rage for something that is really petty. I mean, if it's something huge and big, then maybe you need to rethink your relationships. I have 18 best friends who I will die for and love to death, and there's some of them that have effed me over hard, and instead I took it myself. Do I turn my back on them, or do I just play the role of, you know, I can't trust him in this certain scenario. Like one thing with money, one friend with a money situation. So I was like, he's still my best friend, he's still my brother, I love him, but I just will never lend him money anymore because that is his weakness. Another friend with girls, like he has issues with girls, so it's like, well, you stand a boundary and this is that. And so you understand, like and again, I'm speaking from my friends and my life, like you just pick and choose, what are their weak points or what sets you off, and you just kind of try and separate that from your relationship with them, and then it's fine. So
I think somebody that didn't even know us met us for like 5 minutes and basically said, "You guys are like yin and the yang. Like we just like mesh so well because I'm kind of always like real intense and real fast, and he's just mellow and chill, and that's why we just go so well. Like the perfect thing was yin to my yang."
Yin yang.
Okay, next question is how do you handle jealousy and trust?
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's not much of it at all, really. I mean, like literally.
There isn't, both ways, I think. So differently, I think, but I've also never been used to somebody or a significant other not being jealous. I've always had jealous partners and extremely jealous partners. So when I first started dating Alex, I was like, what's happening? Because I remember on his birthday, I wore like a lower cut shirt, and it wasn't crazy, but it was lower than I normally would wear. And I remember being so nervous to like go to his apartment. And so when I got to his apartment, I was like, hey, but I was like super like nervous. And he goes, "You look good." And I'm like, okay, so this is cool. I'm going out like this. And he's like, yeah, like, and I've never experienced anything like that. So he's not jealous at all.
I think I'm gonna give my 2 cents on jealousy right now. I think there's two big things. It's for me and just in general confidence. Like if you're confident in yourself and what you bring to the table, why be jealous? The other reason why people are jealous is because they're doing shady shit.
I agree.
And so when you are doing things on the side, you're like, oh wow, I got away with that. So how easy is it for her to get away with it? And then now you start playing these mind games, and then all of a sudden, so that's where jealousy comes from.
Yes, I completely agree. And somebody asked, why were other people or other partners jealous, or what? Why would they have, I don't know, be jealous of what I wore or whatever? They would just say they know it's not about me, but it's about how guys are and how guys look at things, and they don't want me kind of just exposed or whatever it is, and they were just extremely jealous. Not just about what I would wear, but just in general, they were extremely jealous. And I think it goes back to what Alex is saying, that maybe, you know, if you're doing shady things on the side, that's what makes you not as confident and not as comfortable because
I'm gonna tell you. Listen, I have friends. Again, a lot of my great friends, and I hate to put them on blast right now, but I've had friends who cheated, and I've never cheated in my entire life. I'm just not about that because I just figure if you're gonna cheat, why be in a relationship like where we're all free to date whoever we want? Don't be in a committed relationship. I told my friends, and I tell them day in and day out. I was like, I'm not your life, so I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I'm gonna say I don't accept it. I'm not gonna put you on blast, or even though I did right now. But this is a lot when we were
I
younger.
mean, you don't put names or anything.
I know, but this when we were a lot younger too. But anyhow, it's like I don't know where I was going with that, but
Somebody just asked if you're biracial. What does that mean?
yeah, Cuban Italian. Is that I'm super whitewashed now.
Yeah, he doesn't speak Spanish.
And I don't have a brother. I'm sorry. I have a sister.
I saw that too. I love that.
I have an older sister who just moved to Fort Worth, actually.
And how amazing is his voice? So awesome.
It's you
It's
guys.
so good. I love his voice. But yeah,
I don't know.
threw that out there. I was right. Yes.
Right about being biracial or Cuban Italian.
Biracial.
Maybe they
I believe.
Maybe they called out the Cuban Italian.
Maybe they did.
That'd be impressive.
That would be impressive because I don't see that at all. And then I think from my end, I just biracial. I always.
Thanks for the honesty. I love it.
I think from like the get-go, like you were just so real. I remember calling him out once when we were like on the phone. I don't know if we were in a voice call or text, and you said something like, "Oh, I miss you and I can't wait to see you," and he was just being very sweet. And I was like, "You don't have to give me all these lines, like just keep it real. Like I don't need all this extra stuff." And he was like, "I am. Like I can't even say these things if I don't genuinely mean them." And that's when it started like shifting from, okay, this guy's completely different. And I just started trusting him. Like, I feel like because I know him and like his core, I can trust him. I don't think I've ever trusted anybody in my life as much as I trust Alex. So, and I think the fact that you aren't jealous and like it makes me trust you even more. So it's like a good combination, and we just trust each other 100%. Like I don't feel like I'm jealous with you either.
I mean, I don't give you reasons to.
Exactly. I feel like it's like a balance. When is Alex Jr. coming? We talked about that.
There's someone famous. What it sounds like. Is what I can't remember.
Somebody famous? Is there?
I don't know. I feel like I sound normal.
How do you handle finances?
I mean, for the most part, we're 50-50.
Yeah, I think
I think we do our best, really. Like I'm pretty good at the bill paying and keeping track of like where we're at now. It doesn't get down to like, oh, I bought groceries this week, you got to buy groceries next week. I mean, when I say 50-50, it's kind of like the bigger things, like obviously like our mortgage, and the bills combined for the house.
And that's it.
It's mostly the house things that we
Yeah, it's really just like the mortgage and like house bills.
And the way I kind of do it, like, I'm just conscious, right? So if I, if Adriana buys like 7 things in the house, I'm like, well, shit, I got to step up and do something. We normally talk about it, like, especially like, again, the couch and the TV and
those are
the closet, like, the bigger purchases, like, okay, well, you buy the couch and that, and then I'll buy the closet, or
it kind of just evens out.
It really evens out.
But really, the only things that we really focus on in terms of like splitting finances is the mortgages and house things. Everything else, it just like if we go out, either he pays or I pay, or groceries, either he pays or I pay, or anything else. It's kind of just it's really casual. And I think why that works so well is because we're really the same in terms of how we look at finances. Just because, we have $100 doesn't mean we're spending $100. We're both in like a similar mindset that if we have $100, we're going to spend 10 and then we're going to save 90, maybe invest 10 and then save 80. But we're very conscious and we're on the same like boat when it comes to finances. So it's easy to not really, and I don't think we ever even talked about finances.
No, it
Ever.
just naturally
It just
happens.
happens.
I mean, it's,
Like we never said, okay, this is happening, that's happening. It just
it's just the big items, and I'm sorry, like just big items make sense, right? I mean, it's you should discuss that as a family and figure out what works out best. I mean, I mean
and
for
maybe
us, I guess.
maybe this goes back to the arguing because I feel like the number one reason that couples argue is due to finances, and because we're so kind of aligned when it comes to finances, we don't have that topic to argue about. So that kind of wipes that out.
I want to. So Luna, I think from I read what you said, and I hope you're pronouncing your name right, but I think the person makes you feel comfortable where you don't have to be jealous, and I think that bond is created, and again, I don't know if you're like a vibe person or energy person, but I feel like once you have that feeling and trust in somebody, then it becomes easy to not be jealous, and then it just through your relationship it'll either grow or you'll start getting some weird signs that would make you back to being jealous. But I think it's a comfortability situation. I'm glad that you were able to get to that point. I think your sister put
Where's Ayla?
split house responsibilities.
Ooh, what's happening?
I got 5%.
We gotta end this quick.
I think job responsibilities are pretty easy. I cook and I pretty much wash dishes all the time.
I wash dishes a lot too.
I do majority of it.
He does a lot. So he cooks probably, even the girls are used to it. They'll get home, they'll sit on the couch and they're like, yeah, Alex, are you making dinner? I'm kind of hungry. And they're just like used to that. So he's definitely like the chef. And again, I'll cook sometimes too, but it's mainly like 95% of the time it's Alex. And then I do a lot of the cleaning.
Yeah.
So like I'll clean the toilets and clean the house and clean the this and clean.
I do a lot of laundry too. We kind of split that, but I feel like I do more just because I'm kind of anal about it sometimes. I don't like it. I don't like stuff piling up, and then especially like in the dryer because then things get wrinkled all the time. And then I usually throw the trash out all the time.
I love Alex's food. Oh, hey Leroy, I love
I gotta make
food.
more. I gotta make more vegan stuff.
So do we have a joint account? We do not. We have our separate accounts and then one joint account just to pay bills. We both put money in a paycheck. No, so we don't have a joint account.
I mean,
I don't know. I would feel very comfortable having a joint account with him because again, our finances are so aligned, the way we see money and the way we like focus on our finances, that I would have no problem. But it just we just don't. I don't know. We haven't done so. Okay, so I think
there a way to,
his phone is dying here, but
there
it's not that cable.
But can I plug mine into that or no?
Oh, that's a good
I have it
idea.
down here.
We're working this out.
Oh,
Let me
look.
tell you guys, this was super fun. I really enjoyed it.
Is there power on that? Because can I feed the power from here onto my phone?
We can move. We can move closer over
I
there.
think this works.
This one's alive for sure.
This is definitely alive.
Technical difficulties, guys. You got it there? So the next
See if it lights
question-
up.
Oh, it lights up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, it's better.
Hello, darling. Hi, Jennifer. You made it. Thank you. So another question we had was, do the girls ever ask about why you separated? Very good question. So for the longest time, they had no idea. Honestly, and I think I've spoken about this in the past, but basically they just...
Is it working?
Yeah, it lit up, so it's working. They basically had no recollection of us being together. So I remember one day Aria, which is my oldest, she's now 6 years old, and the little one is 4 years old, turning 5 years old next month. But Aria asked, why, what did she say? Oh, she said, who was your boyfriend when I was in your belly? And I was like, your dad. And she's like, no. And she just did not, it wouldn't process through her brain. Like she's like, no, you're lying to me. That's not what happened. So that was, I think, a benefit of separating when the girls were so little because they don't remember anything. What is happening? I don't know.
Sorry.
Cable situation. So that was
Android.
a really good benefit. Yeah, let me tell you, my phone did not, the live was not working on my phone. So His phone came.
She's Apple, I'm Android.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So that was a benefit, and it never processed. Audrey doesn't remember anything. I think she was like 1 when we split. So I mean, they didn't remember, but they did ask me the other day why we split, and I think it was more Arya, but Audrey was in the room, so they were both like, tell us, and I basically just reverted to, I will let you know when you're a little older. I'm not gonna sit here and bash their dad, but I'm also not gonna keep it away from them, because I want them to have that security that they can do it on their own if they're unhappy, or if a man disrespects them, or whatever happens in the relationship or in their partnership. I want them to know that they're strong and that they can do it on their own. So I'm not going to hide it from them. I just think they're obviously too little to have that conversation with them now. So that answers that question. And I think we ran out of questions. Did you write anything else over here? This was the awkward.
Do you have flexible thumbs or hitchhiker thumbs?
What? Who said that? Somebody asked that? Really? What is that? What is that? Flexible thumbs? What is that? My thumb does some weird thing. So I don't know if you can see my hands here. It's supposed to look like this, but this thumb just like pops out of place. I don't know if you can see that.
Is that where you just like, you bend this
But
part?
I don't know what that means. What is flexible hitchhiker? I don't know what that means. I can do this. That's it. I don't know. Okay, so we ran out of the questions that we had here. So does anybody have any other questions? It's a generic trait.
Genetic.
Oh. Do you have, oh, that was that question.
Yeah, I told them.
Are you guys Apple or Android? Did you read that earlier?
Yeah, that's why I said droid.
It's a genetic trait. Oh, so I guess I don't have it. I don't know. So that is it. I think that's it. Shall we wrap it? Any other questions, guys? This was super fun. I honestly thought it was not going to work because it was the first time I was doing a live, and it kept giving me an error on my phone and saying you need to encode and do all this craziness. And then I just tried it on his phone and it worked. Have your girls met Alex's family? Yes, they have. So we took them to California 2 months ago in April. Was it April? March. So 2 or 3 months ago, we took them to California, and we were there for 10 days. And 3-4 days out of those 10 days, we were in San Francisco, and they met your grandma. They met your sister, her husband, and the kids. They had a blast with the kids. And that's it.
And all my brothers. Not my real one.
Oh, I was like, he doesn't have brothers. Don't get people's hopes up for no reason.
No.
How's the house decorating going? It's going good. We have so many boxes. I wish I could show you guys. We have our console table just got here. And I'm gonna do like the table on the bottom and then some baskets on the bottom of that, and it's wooden tables with like, it almost looks like this, like the quartz on the top. That's what it looks like, which is what we have in our kitchen. And then I'm gonna do 6 gold frames on the very top from Target, and those just got here right now. The table just got here. We got a little bar from Target as well. It was gold and wooden.
And
wasn't Alex's favorite, but he loves everything I buy, and he's like, no. I was like, what? So I think that was like the first thing I bought that you were like not into. So I'm used to him saying, wow, that's awesome. I love that. And this is the first thing that he's like,
listen, 1 out of like 45.
Exactly. It works. We have the same style.
And we just built a closet.
And the closet, guys, I cannot wait. I have a video to upload that will probably go up tomorrow about Arya getting into the gifted program, which I'm so proud of her, and kind of just giving all the details around that, how we got her into the program, and honestly, my reaction to her getting accepted, because it was I did a few clips, different days and stuff. But then after that, we're going to do the closet reveal. He's almost done. He's done such a good job. It's beautiful. So pretty. Is it not gorgeous?
He's very nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So he's almost done. He probably has like 30 minutes left. What do you think?
Not even.
20 minutes left, and then
I got one piece left.
Yeah. But it was, would you say, relatively easy?
It really was. Honestly, I was a little intimidated. Oh, excuse me.
Well, see, we would have edited that out.
I would have edited that out. I'm a human. I was intimidated by it, but
you guys are gonna love it.
It went smooth.
Beautiful.
Super smooth.
Even the girls helped out.
Surprising IKEA.
Even the girls helped
out. Is marriage in the works for you?
I think she just joined us. She missed. Like the first half of the video was about marriage. But
yes, it is.
Quick synopsis.
So the ring is coming soon. And then in that transition, hopefully she has a baby. And then we might have changed the wedding plans, but...
Did you talk to them about the wedding plans?
No.
Because, see, we don't even have a ring, but he already knows where the wedding is going to be.
No, I mean, I think we've narrowed it down, but destination wedding for sure. And...
Yami, you're invited, so you got to start planning.
She wouldn't let me.
Oh, no, he still can't watch me.
But I do now.
Honestly, that's a really funny one. Somebody just asked, Luna asked, did I tell him about my YouTube videos? And you don't really watch them now. I'll say you can watch this one and I'll like play it for him. But I'm like, you cannot go into my YouTube channel and watch anything. It's just embarrassing. I don't know. It's like, but I remember very clearly, we were at my dad's house and my dad's like, oh, so your YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? I think it went over his head, but I was like,
I've definitely watched some.
What YouTube channel?
I didn't really know that this is a whole thing, to be honest.
And then I was open and honest with him, and he's a natural. Honestly, I still feel kind of like weird sometimes making videos, and he was like, picked up the camera and was like, hey guys. He was all like born to make YouTube videos. He should make his own channel. Woohoo.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's weird talking to the camera.
Oh, she thought I was going live on Instagram. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know right now. Is going live on Instagram better than doing the YouTube live? I don't know. What's better? I've also never gone live on Instagram, so...
That's like the teen mom stuff. They do that.
Yeah, like that.
It's hard to follow. There's too much stuff going on.
Yeah, imagine if I'm losing on this.
Yeah.
Getting distracted. Yeah, I cannot wait. Yay! See? Yami's coming.
Nice. And then I don't know what proper protocol is. Like, while we're answering, do you try and answer that? Or just,
I don't know.
You get sidetracked? I don't know.
I don't know. I think you have to. That's the point, right? That's why I loved it. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah,
like, a lot. I loved it. Especially because my comments have been disabled in, like, the past 6 months. I don't know. Something happened with, like, kids. Did you hear the whole thing? No? So, something happened with, like, predators looking at, like, kids on YouTube. And they will... like timestamp. They would say, hey, go check out Adriana's video at 3.45 seconds where Audrey runs out and her dress is a little short or something. Yeah, really, like, it's really scary.
What the heck?
But because of that, the way YouTube fixed that was they just disabled all comments.
That's not the solution, but...
It's awful. And now nobody can comment on my videos.
Crazy.
What did your dad found out that he eats you?
Rats you out.
Rats you out? What?
Oh.
Oh yeah, that my dad ratted me out if you're private. He had no idea that I was trying to like keep it a secret, and
the truth will always come out.
It came out, and I remember feeling so. And I think even that day you still didn't catch it, but I was like, "What YouTube? What are you talking about?" And then I was like, "He doesn't know."
I don't even know. I didn't know this is a whole world, to be honest.
Disable comments thing is stupid. I know.
I know
it's horrible.
I totally
and I try
agree.
to go in and put approve comments. It doesn't work. I think Instagram Live gets more people to watch because they get notified.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do like one and the other and see how it goes. We could do that. Because I think I could still transfer. I can save those Instagram videos and push it over. But does it get blocked off? I don't know. I'm going to have to do some searching and research because I don't know. But this was so great because it was like very interactive. And hopefully it doesn't look retarded that I'm like, oh,
you gotta put context on next.
I know. Because look at the glare. When I put my glasses on, you can totally see it from the ring light. You can't even see my eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't work.
The ring light is pretty bright.
It's awesome though. The light is good.
I'm sacrificing my eyes for you.
Well, you started off the video like this. You can save and then upload to YouTube. See? Maybe we should do an Instagram live type of situation. That is true because they get notified right away and then.
Listen,
Hi from Orlando. Hi, Cowgirl 7.
South Florida.
There's some families that were not affected. I know. I don't know how I got affected. So some of the other YouTube channels, they can still have comments on their YouTube. It's only some videos.
Well, maybe because you have girls on there. Girl.
You should do the boyfriend tag. I did.
What's that?
When we did it in New York, that was actually one of the first videos that Alex and I did. The boyfriend tag and the 1, 2, 3 couples tag. Payback for Natalie. Put a ring on it.
No, she put ring light to the side.
Oh.
Man.
I was like, yeah, he should put a ring. Okay, I'm gonna say it's because I can't see. Not that I was trying to read something else.
Hence the reason why she bought 6 glasses.
I did. And because I usually misplace them. I don't know if you guys have glasses. I'm always. And then when you don't have your glasses on, you can't find them. So I'm always like, Alex, where are my glasses? What did you say?
Put a ring on it to make it a husband tag.
There you go. I like it. Like my sister backs me up. You
Yeah, Jennifer, this blanket is phenomenal.
And it has little pom-poms.
It's
Look how
very
cute.
soft.
It has little pom-poms.
I'm all about soft blankets. You know what we to bring about the argument. It's not a real argument, but I freaking love the down comforter, and she doesn't like it.
It's just so. It gets like
Cuba.
patchy is not the word. Somebody's watching from Cuba. Oh, she's probably from Cuba.
Oh.
I was like, whoa. Would
I'm
you
very
invite
whitewashed,
Jamie and his
but-
girlfriend to the wedding, or is that weird? I've thought about this actually.
That's on you.
I honestly I don't think it would be weird. I thought, right now he doesn't have a girlfriend, so he would probably bring somebody, but I wouldn't mind him being there. And more for, especially if it's going to be a destination wedding, if we need to do something, then he can be with the girls. But obviously my mom or my sister can help out with that too. So I think we would just, I guess, see where we're at when we're actually having the wedding. But I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't say, no, that's out of the question. I would obviously see if he even wants to be in the wedding or like come to the wedding.
I don't know if he would even go.
I don't know. I think he might. I don't know. Not 100% opposed to it, but
anyone's welcome.
If any of you guys want to join, let us know.
The more the merrier. Because
it's destination, so it's from, you can fly no matter what. No, I am from Cuba. Oh, so she's from Cuba but lives in Orlando. Got it. Half of my family is Cuban. My dad and that side is Cuban, and then my mom and her side is Venezuelan. But then I was born in Venezuela. So I am what?
Half Cuban, half Venezuelan.
75% Venezuelan and 25% Cuban.
It's not right.
That's how you do the math.
We'll debate it when...
50-50. What are you?
75 Cuban, 25%
Oh,
Italian.
but you gonna throw 75 in there?
My dad's
But
full,
I can't throw 75 in there.
Listen, my dad's full Cuban. My mom's half Cuban, half Italian.
So she said that her husband's ex-wife went to the hospital when they had their kids.
That's nice.
I think Jamie would probably do that. If we had kids, I think he would come to the hospital.
Listen, I mean, like I said, you and him have a great relationship. Yeah. We don't have any issues. To
give you an example, on Mother's Day, he brought me roses. Like from him and the girls, obviously. But, you know, I think that's, if you don't have a really good relationship or co-parenting relationship, you wouldn't do things like that because you don't really have to do that. Pick up your accent all the time. My accent or his accent? Have you talked? Baby names. Keep the letter A going. We have to. Yeah. We have to keep the A going. Because it's Alex, Adriana, Audrey, and Aria. The A is happening. Yeah. I don't know. We haven't talked about names.
And that's down the road.
But it will definitely be an A. Ayla goes, yay, A. She's A too.
Of course.
Yeah, we'll definitely 100% keep the A names. I think if it's a girl, it's gonna be hard.
Nah, we'll figure it out.
It's hard.
Nah,
Okay.
it'll be good. We'll see what happens.
Oh. But that was the opposite. Oh.
That's what she was saying that.
She said that her husband, sorry Jennifer, her husband hates his ex-wife, and that he hated that she showed up to the hospital. But I think it's also important for you as the current wife to have a good relationship with his ex-wife, because
Avery's nice.
they'll come around. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
did they give names? What, Avery?
Avery.